In the high-stakes world of Formula One, the rumor mill is abuzz with whispers that Lawrence Stroll, the Canadian billionaire and owner of Aston Martin, is considering selling a significant portion of his stake in the team. This news comes amidst a surge of interest in the market, fueled by the team's impressive upward trajectory over the past few years. However, recent speculation suggests that Stroll may be contemplating a withdrawal from the sport, largely due to the underwhelming performances of his son, Lance Stroll. Could this potential sale be a harbinger of a major shakeup in both the ownership structure and the driver lineup of the Silverstone-based squad? As we look ahead to 2026, when Honda is set to join forces with Aston Martin, it's clear that the sale of the team will be one of the most hotly debated topics in the sport. The team is currently in the midst of a process of independence from Mercedes and is expected to be a formidable contender once Honda comes on board with the new regulations set to take effect from 2026 onwards. For Lawrence Stroll, a savvy businessman, this situation is ideal as it significantly increases the value of his team. Just last year, he sold a minority stake to the American company, Arctos, in a deal valued at a staggering $1.3 billion. Now, recent reports suggest that he's open to selling as much as 25% of the team, potentially building on the success of last year's sale. This move underscores the importance of strategic business decisions made at the right time. However, despite these positive developments, all is not well within Aston Martin, particularly when it comes to the driver lineup. While the team has extended its collaboration with two-time world champion Fernando Alonso beyond 2026, thereby resolving a long-standing feud between him and Honda that began in 2017, the situation with their second driver, Lance Stroll, is more complex. As the son of the owner, Lance's place in the team is secure as long as his father remains at the helm. This has created a somewhat toxic environment within the team, with Lance seemingly able to get away with anything, except stepping out of his comfort zone. His seat is not under any direct threat, which has resulted in a laid-back attitude, with his driving often seeming more like a hobby than a profession. However, this could change in light of the recent moves his father is making off the track. When asked about the potential sale of 25% of the team, a spokesperson from Aston Martin did not confirm this directly, but did note that interest in investing in the team has significantly increased in recent years, thanks to the positive trajectory the team is on. They added that the team is frequently contacted by interested parties, especially following the investment by Arctos partners. Now is arguably one of the best times to invest in Aston Martin. The team has built new facilities in Silverstone, meaning they are no longer reliant on Mercedes wind tunnels, a development that the team's engineers have hailed as a major plus. Furthermore, from 2026 onwards, they will no longer be using Mercedes engines and will be one of the few teams in the grid that will be exclusively supplied by one engine manufacturer. With all the recent drama surrounding Adrian Newey and Red Bull, the Silverstone-based squad is looking like a potential new home for the 65-year-old. Even though a recent report stated that Newey turned down a lucrative deal to join Aston Martin, indicating that his next move might not be motivated by money, this does not diminish the interest that investors have in Aston Martin. The vision of Lawrence Stroll is yet to be fully realized and seen in all its glory. However, whether he likes it or not, the long-term future of Aston Martin, if they want to be successful in the sport, is likely to be without his son Lance. The performance just isn't there, and if you want to compete at the front, you can't have one driver fighting for podiums and race wins while the other is causing accidents under safety car conditions. This is where the other partners of Aston Martin, such as Honda, have a significant say. The Japanese engine manufacturer has made it clear that their intention is not to continue battling in the midfield, but to bring glory to Aston Martin and to win championships with the team. This aligns perfectly with what Alonso signed up for. The knowledge and experience that Honda will bring to Aston Martin is invaluable. And even though it's unlikely that the Silverstone-based squad will be able to lure either Verstappen or Newey away from the drama at Red Bull, it may not be necessary to build a winning culture in the team. After all, the 2026 regulations will bring about a massive shift in the sport. The focus will pivot from the current emphasis on downforce generation and ground effect to a new era where the engines and battery technology take center stage. With a projected 40% reduction in downforce Every team, with the exception of Red Bull, will be leveraging their expertise in engine construction and chassis design to adapt to the new mechanical structures of the cars. In this new landscape, aerodynamic services, which are of paramount importance in the current era, will take a back seat. This shift could potentially position Honda's experience as a crucial determinant of Aston Martin's standing in 2026. Koji Watanabe, the president of Honda Racing Corporation, has acknowledged the challenges that lie ahead. He stated, "We know that it will be very difficult and it is not easy, but we need some good targets to put in our best effort together with Aston Martin." This sentiment was echoed by Toshishiro Mibe, the CEO of Honda, and Lawrence Stroll, who have set their sights on the World Championship in 2026. However, the reality of achieving this lofty goal is far from straightforward. The difficulty of the task at hand serves to underscore the importance of having the right driver pairing heading into the 2026 season. This might be one of the reasons why Aramco is considering buying a large portion of the team. But from what we can see, and from the pattern exhibited by Lawrence in his business dealings with Aston Martin, he seems reluctant to relinquish control. He appears to prefer selling minority stakes to keep the money flowing into the team. But there comes a time when investors and employees alike will start to question when enough is enough. Given that Honda is taking care of their drivers, whether they are still in their academy or have made it into F1 like Yuki Tsunoda, it is not far-fetched to imagine that the Japanese manufacturer would be more than willing to sign a driver of their choosing to partner with Alonso. This is especially likely if their impact on Aston Martin's performance from 2026 onwards is much larger than originally anticipated. Another significant factor in these investments would undoubtedly be the technical staff. This might be one of the reasons why Aston Martin has been so generous with their offers to Newey and Verstappen. Earlier this year, during the Jeddah GP, when Jos Verstappen was seen having lengthy conversations with Toto Wolff, a report emerged that Lawrence Stroll and the owner of Aramco offered Newey and Verstappen a blank check to write their own salaries and bring in whoever they felt was right for the team from 2025 onwards. This could have built up momentum from the investors' side, as they are clearly seeing the team moving in an upward trajectory and are trying their best to bring in valued members of the sport. But if these members don't join, and if the team remains with the same structure as it is now, it's evident that something would have to change massively for them to compete at the front. For Lawrence to have the courage and advantage to ask for a similar deal to last year's one from Arctos, this is something that was emphasized by Honda as well. They are entering the collaboration with the Silverstone-based squad on a much more cautious basis in recognizing the path that they have to walk on to be claimed as championship contenders. Elaborating on this matter, Watanabe said, "Probably we are missing something right now, but we have to tell each other what is missing. From Aston Martin's point of view, they have to tell us what is missing on Honda's side, and from our side, we have to tell them what is missing from their side. That is an honest conversation to become a top-class team." With this in mind, do you think that Lawrence Stroll will pursue yet another successful minority sale on Aston Martin? And even more importantly, do you think that it will push the team in a new trajectory, one that could see Lance be expelled out of the team, even after the latest statements from Mike Crack regarding the technical knowledge of Stroll being the key factor to their partnership? We would love to hear your thoughts in the comments below.